Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut. In the previous episode we descended into the sewers to discover why the pumps weren't working anymore. And before I get any further into this, if I sound different this episode, it's because of the fact that, well, my old Turtle Beach headset kinda fell apart. And I had to buy an entirely new one because the one I have I got 5 years ago and they're no longer making it, so the price kind of skyrocketed on Amazon. Also, there's the fact that I took a look over some tutorial stuff because there was something else I was trying to do, but I'll get into that in tomorrow's episode. That I kind of had to look up, so I've decided to try and make some changes in how I record things in regards to audio for my recordings. So, if anything sounds too loud or too quiet, please let me know down in the comments below so I can make adjustments, because I want you guys to enjoy what you're watching. But anyways, back to the game. In between episodes, I decided to spend the karma I had earned. I put it into ranged combat and rifles. So that I could, improve my fighting skills, because I've been focusing mainly on charisma lately. Also, I forgot to upgrade my team members. Now let's see, for Iger, we could either get her a frag grenade boost, which means she can now carries a Cavalier frag grenade on each mission instead of Fischetti, which does 4 HP damage, or plus 4 HP damage. Or we could get her a flashbang grenade. She now carries a Knight Errant flashbang, does 2 AP damage, and makes affected targets easier to hit. Again, I'm not going to be using Iger too often, so it doesn't really matter, but I think making targets easier to hit might be better, so I'll give her the flashbang. As for Dietrich, we can either give him an Earth Attunement, which basically means he now carries an Earth Elemental Fetish, which what that means is that he has an item that he can consume in order to summon a elemental, rather than needing to rely on specific areas in a map to summon it. Or we could go for a Fire Elemental Fetish. Let's go Fire. Glory. We can either give her an upgraded medkit. She carries a premium medkit on each mission, which heals a minimum of 30 HP, replaces the basic medkit. Or we could give her a trauma specialist, which means she now carries a Bumona gold trauma kit on each mission. Personally, I prefer to avoid having to use a Bumona kit, so I think I'm going to go medical specialist. Now then, for Blitz, we could either give him Augmented Vision. Blitz's basic Cyber Eyes are upgraded to a deluxe model. Accuracy increases by 3% for a total of 6%. Or we could give him a better SMG. Blitz's trusty submachine gun now pierces 1 point of armor. Honestly, in my opinion, the armor piercing doesn't matter if you can't hit your targets, so I'm going to go Augmented Vision. And then confirm. Alright, that should do it. Not really much to talk to around here, or not much to talk to people around here. After the mission. Blitz, anything new to say? Any thoughts on the last run? Nah, nothing we haven't already talked about. Yeah, not a whole lot to talk to in here, so I'm just going to make the rounds, make sure. Pet Dante. Hello. I'm curious, Dietrich, why did you switch from fronting a band to running the shadows? Honestly, working the stage was getting boring, boss. Spitting and screaming at the world was fine and good when I was a kid, but it just didn't do it for me anymore. The Dragon Slayer wanted me to fight a real enemy, so I left the band behind, and I turned to the shadows. Shrugs. I don't know. Guess I figured that'd be the best way to find one. Considering current events, I'd say you're not too wrong. Not wrong about that. Yeah, I guess not. Feels kind of daunting, truth be told, but it's exciting. All the same, I've been looking for a worthy adversary for a while now. It's kind of satisfying having a white whale to chase. How long have you been looking for a real enemy? He shrugs. Not too long, ever since I took down the last one. The last one? Of course, I might be able to sit around feeling pleased with myself if I followed the Creator or the Moon Maiden, but the Dragon Slayer ain't that kind of idol. If I'm not drinking, I'm fighting, and if I'm not doing either of those things, I'm looking for a bigger, better fight to get in next time. Dietrich produces a flask from his jacket pocket and raises it in a salute. It's a remarkably simple code to live by. Who was this last one? Gang boss, great big orcish bastard called the Windschwein, led the local chapter of the Horde. I'd had my sights set on his for a while. They'd hurt a lot of people, and I'd figured they'd pose a challenge. I wasn't wrong about that, but I took him out in the end. Dietrich? When does this pattern end? Well, boss, the way I figure it, it'll end when I pick a fight that I can't win. He smiles sadly. Might be this one, maybe the next. It'll be hard to top a great dragon. But that's the way the Dragon Slayer wants it, and who am I to refuse him? He abruptly turns away. That's enough talk for today, boss. Besides, you've got other things to do, I'm sure. Interesting. Best times. Yeah, and I get the feeling Glory's gonna be the same. Let's see. One unread message. We need to talk. Ezkabel, Dr. Xavier. Let's see. Talia, come see me at your earliest convenience. There's a matter that we need to discuss. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Pending. Active. Back to root. Shadowland. Let's see. Sold Humanist safe house data. Okay. A little extra cash never hurt. Let's see, nothing to sell. Nothing. Okay, well, before we head off to take care of the Lodge trial, may as well take care of meeting with Dr. Ezkabel. Yeah, I really wish I could just double-click to get her to run, my character to run everywhere, but if it's not really far away, they won't bother. Alright, Doc, what do you got for us? I got your message. What did you want to discuss? Business. I have a job for you. I'm always interested in hearing about new business opportunities. Good. So let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Back before I emigrated here from my native Spain, I worked in partnership with Berlin-based R&D lab. The biotech that they were developing was very hush-hush, very cutting-edge. Our arrangement was that I would bankroll their research, and that they, in turn, would provide me with unique merchandise to sell in my clinics. Clinics? You had more than one? Certainly, I must confess that, before I moved to Berlin, I was something of a celebrity doctor. I had a chain of triage clinics that stretched from Bilbao to Madrid. I was a very wealthy man. But then my name was slandered, and the fickle mistress that is public perception turned against me. An ugly business, I assure you. Even talking about my fall from grace makes my stomach turn. The injustice of it all is almost too much to bear. And how was it slandered? What did they accuse you of? What didn't they? Theft, medical malpractice, the sale of stolen goods, other more colorful accusations that do not bear repeating. But that was then, and this is now. I came here to Berlin to escape all of that. Of course, I also moved here to be closer to the lab that I'd funded and the merchandise that I am owed. So let me guess, you want me to go fetch your merchandise? Yes, and to find out what happened to the lab itself. The facility is locked down, you see, nearly impenetrable, and I have no idea why. As I was packing to move to Berlin, all was well. 16 hours later, I arrived to discover the building locked tight with my merchandise inside. The Turk Altug has been running surveillance on the site since I set up shop here. In that time, no one has entered and no one has left. Whatever went wrong in there, it must have killed the research team, and I want you to find a way into the building, recover the cybertech that they were developing, and find out what happened to the researchers. In that order. If the building has been abandoned, I'm surprised that the lot it's sitting on hasn't been gobbled up by some corp or another. Don't be. Back when I was a wealthy man, before my legal troubles, I paid the lease for a decade in advance. And before you say anything, yes, it was a huge expense. But what's locked away inside of that lab is worth 10 times what I've spent on it. I don't want anyone laying claim to it but me. If your merchandise has been sitting in this building for 2 years, why didn't you approach Monica about this? Who says that I didn't? I had a, let us say, tumultuous friendship with your dear departed Monica. We had our ups and downs, you see, and on this subject she was most certainly down. That was her choice. I am hoping that you will be savvy enough not to make the same mistake. Okay, well, let's talk compensation then. What's in this for me? I can offer you 2,000 nuyen, plus first crack at whatever biotech you recover from the site. I will, of course, have to charge you for anything that you want to have installed, but I can provide it to you at a discount. This is top-of-the-line ware that we're talking about, mind you. Better than anything else that I've got in stock. And because it's biotech, the essence loss from implanting it will be minimal. It's a good deal. Win-win for you, really. So, what's it going to be? Will you take the job or not? Alright, Doc. I'm in. Excellent. The facility that you're looking for is the former laboratory of Stutterline Bioscience. Take the U-Bahn to the Alexanderplatz. Sorry, I was thinking Alexanderplatz. Been there a fair amount, actually. And you're sure to find it. Best of luck. Yeah, well, we'll take care of that another time, because we've got something else to take care of first. The Lodge Trial Run. I actually think this one will be closer. To be honest, I never actually used this U-Bahn platform. Don't know why. Maybe because usually my rounds actually take me closer to the other platform. Alright, let's board the train. Let's see. Pharma, AG. Here we are. Travel to Frankenfurter Tor to meet Luca Dewar's team. As the U-Bahn hummed towards the Frankenfurter Tor, you tug idly at the fabric of your maintenance uniform. You found it in a duffel bag on your seat when you boarded, along with a note from Dewar to put it on before your arrival. The moment you step off this train, the note says, your trial run begins. You are to rendezvous with the rest of your team, reconnoiter the building, and plant the specified devices in Alishire's suite. Beyond that, your approach will be left to you. Do not disappoint us. You are being watched. Yeah, I'm counting on it. Come on, there we go. As you emerge from the dingy confines of the U-Bahn terminal and step into the light of day, it's day, you find yourself confronted by a wall of muscle in a knight-errant uniform. You're with maintenance? It isn't a question. You stands impassively, waiting for a response. Wouldn't be wearing the uniform if I wasn't. Yeah, well, your fellow mop jockeys beat you here. Security checks came in green, so you're good to head into the building whenever you want. Efficient operation you're running here. It's almost as if you were expecting me. We were. No one gets on or off that train without us knowing about it. Don't worry, all the correct paperwork has already been filed, and you and your crew are good for the next 12 hours. It's good to know that you're on top of things. We're knight-errant. Of course we're on top of things. You get what you pay for, and the owners of this building pay for the best. Well, keep up the good work, man. Yeah, knight-errant are a big security firm. A dangerous security firm. Have a good one. Now then, this mission. I highly recommend that you have the security and corporate etiquettes for this. along with street or some good charisma. A young dwarf looks up at you, wide-eyed with apprehension. From the way she's fidgeting, you can tell she's terrified. She bites her lower lip, eyes darting from side to side. Finally, she takes a step toward you. Hello? Are you Miss Talia? I take it you're on my maintenance crew? Yeah, I am. My name is Jaina. She tries on a smile. It falls away almost immediately. Good to meet you, Jaina. Are the others still on their way? No, they, sort of jumped the gun a little. They're already inside. Great. That's just great. The dwarf wrings her hands. I'm sorry. I told them to wait, but they didn't listen. They just muscled on past me and waltzed through the front door. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. Let's find the others and do what we came here to do. She takes a deep breath, then nods. Yeah. Okay. They'll still be on the first floor. Nobody's getting upstairs until I bypass the security locks in the elevator. That's why I decided to wait for you out here. I figured that they couldn't get too far ahead of us if I didn't go inside with them. Good thinking. Thanks. I just hope they don't screw things up in there. All that I want is to get this thing over with and get back home. Yeah, right there with you. Let's head inside. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Okay then. Well, we're not gonna quite head inside yet. Let's see, a mid-level corporate compound complete with living spaces on the upper levels. Because we need to find a waitress. And yes, she is outside. Don't think she's gonna be in this direction. Nope, not that one. Don't you have somewhere to be? Hey, there she is. We need to talk to this one in order to get some information later on. The waitress steps forward to greet you, a drink menu in her hand. Welcome to the Calf Shacks. Calf Shack, home of the budget-friendly caffeine fix. May I help you? What do you have? I've got the cheapest soy calf in Berlin, guaranteed. She pauses for a moment and looks you up and down. You've been around long enough to know when you're being sized up. Finally, she continues. But of course, for hard-working folks like yourself, we do have other options. Options that corporate security doesn't tend to appreciate very much. Productivity enhancers. Get the picture? You need either Charisma 3 or Street Etiquette in order to do this. And you kind of want to do this. You don't need to speak in code. I'm not going to narc on you. Tell me about these other options. She smiles slyly. I've got just the thing for that big presentation. Or that make-or-break annual report. It's called Jolt, and it's amazing. Imagine a great big cup of calf, only without the nasty crash or the jittery stomach. You can take as many as you need without winding up in the hospital, and each one will keep you up for a couple of hours. Show me. Now, do not buy all of this. That gives you +1 AP and +1 intelligence for 3 rounds, but you only need 1. And before you ask, you cannot buy this from Zach Flash. You can only get it here. I'm going to need this, but not for myself. Oh, and just so you know, this needs to be in an inventory slot. Let's see, not going to send that back. I think I'll send back the flashbang. And where is it? There. Jolt. Remember, it must be in an inventory slot. It cannot be in your stash. Because, you know, your stash is back home. Okay, well, with that taken care of, just making sure I grab the Jolt and not the Nitro. Let's head on in. As you step through the door, you find yourself confronted by a pair of men wearing the same kind of uniform that you are. Judging by their expressions, there is no love lost between the two. Hearing the door swing open, they turn to face you. The shorter of the two, a human with arcane symbols tastefully embossed into his belt, glares at you. You're here, finally, and you've brought our little mouse of an electrician with you. Better late than never, but not much better. You're tardy enough as it is. He jerks his thumb at the elf standing beside him. I'll leave it to you to keep our pack mule in line. The elf's lips curl into a snarl. Hanging from his back is a bulging pack that looks incredibly heavy. His broad shoulders sag under the weight of whatever's inside. He's dumb as a post, but he can lift heavy things. Might not be bad in a fight either. At the very least, he can soak up a few bullets for the rest of us. Staring daggers at the mage, he spits out a long string of foreign words in a single, susurrant breath. The sound of it is lovely, but his expression leaves little doubt that the message behind the words is an ugly one. Oh, and I hope that you can speak Sparathiel? He shakes his head in disgust. Damned useless immigrants. Did I hear you right? Did you really say that I was tardy? I mean, what are you gonna do? Send me to detention? Wonderful. Late and a smartass. He glares down at his chronometer. I have an important meeting in a few hours, so let's get to it at the penthouse and plant the cameras. I'll mask them against detection, and then we can go our separate ways. The elf mutters something under his breath and hitches the bulky pack up a little higher on his back. His muscles bulge under the strain of it. Are you sure that our friend here only speaks Sparathiel? To my immense disappointment, yes. A Tarangir dialect by the sound of it. I wish that you'd do us all a favor and go back. You only have this option if you are an elf. Everyone else, you have no idea what he's going to say. And even then, if you're playing as an elf, you can only slightly understand him. Address the elf. Can you understand me at all, brother? The elf's dialect is completely foreign. It's quite unlike the form of Sparathiel spoken by the elves of Tir na Nog. You only managed to catch a few words. You terrible insolence of threatening. See if at all? Look, just be calm, my friend. Your words don't seem to have much impact. The elf's scowl deepens. Oh, boy. Now that we're all together, let's discuss our approach. Anyone know how we're supposed to get into Alishire's penthouse? I do. If you can get me to a building access panel that's on the same circuit as the penthouse, I should be able to put its security system into maintenance mode. The job will take some creative rewiring, well, that and whatever's in the pack that the elf is carrying. Our employers gave me the schematics. And you know where we'll find that access panel, Mouse? Quit calling me that. She takes a moment to calm herself. And yes, I do. There's an access panel in one of the mid-range apartments on the same floor. My contact gave me a key code that should get us in. You've said should twice already. That makes me feel uneasy. Well, there's nothing that I can do about that. It's the plan that I was given and we're stuck with it. Unless you have a better idea, we'll just have to follow our instructions and hope for the best. She turns to face you. Get me to a building access terminal on this floor and I can rewire the elevator. That's the first thing that we need to do. Once we're upstairs, we can use the code I was given. I rewire Al Shire's security system and we hide the cameras in his apartment. Well, that's the theory anyway. Oh, this just gets better and better. Alright team, move out. Okay, first things first, let's talk to this stressed suit. If they would stop walking around. The well-dressed orc stops his pacing to stare at you as you approach. Heavy worry lines etch his forehead and his eyes are bloodshot. He looks like he hasn't slept in a month. I don't want to be rude, but I'm a little busy right now. If this is about building maintenance, take it someplace else. James' cheeks flush red. He takes a step forward. Watch it. You don't get to talk down to me like York bristles. Like a janitor? Yes, I do, because that's what you are. If you want to keep wearing that uniform, you'd better watch the attitude. Now, isn't there a floor that you could be cleaning or something? I've got a lot on my mind to worry about. Important things. I don't want to be bothered. So, with Charisma 3 or Etiquette Corporate, you can talk to him. Because he's corporate, well, I say use the corporate attitude. You think that just because we're in maintenance we don't understand what you're going through? I have 621Bs to file before the day is out, and if I don't, I can kiss my efficiency bonus goodbye. With visible effort, he calms himself. Look, sorry, I'm not trying to be unpleasant. It's just that I have a huge presentation to give to the board in 20 minutes. I stayed up all night practicing it, and now I'm so tired that I can't even remember my own name. That's rough. He shakes his head miserably. I'm going to botch this, and the worst part is, most of those bastards will assume that it's because I'm an orc. They already make jokes behind my back. After this, it's going to get a lot worse. This is what you needed Jolt for. Hey, I've got a little something here. Sounds like just what you need. Is that Jolt? I haven't had that since I graduated from business school. Oh man, this stuff is the best. Here you go, man. It's all yours. No, I can't just take it from you. I know how much that stuff can cost. But here's what I can do. I'm going to give you my room code. When you're making your rounds, doing your maintenance thing, you can stop by in and grab my cred stick off the table. There's a couple hundred nuyen on it. Cred stick on the table. Got it. Just do us a favor and promise that you won't take anything else, okay? I'm trusting you with this. And with that, we have a room code. This code is going to be rather important for us. Let's see. Boutique food kiosk. The sign on the out front advertises a variety of locally sourced foodstuffs, all of them terribly overpriced. Food on offer. Glancing in the self-serve refrigerated section of the kiosk, you find a variety of sandwiches wrapped in slick plastic. You could eat for a week for the price of one of these things. Oof. Expensive, eh? Now then, there's a tailor here that we can talk to. The saleswoman's expression brightens at your approach. Welcome to Dunkley's Fine Clothiers. Are you shopping for a suit? Fashionable business suit is made of ballistic cloth, catches your eye. It would be a simple matter to slide it on under your baggy maintenance overalls. Now, the suit itself... Where is it? Where is it? Ah, it gives +5 to armor and +2 to charisma. Let me see that suit. A good choice, style and safety. You have a good eye. She takes your arm. Here, let me show you to a dressing room. 5 armor, +2 charisma. If you maybe are lacking in charisma, it's not a bad idea. But I'm not, and this is expensive, so... Let's see, what do I have for armor anyways? 6 armor. It wouldn't be much of a downgrade, but really, I don't need the extra charisma. Now then, if we head over here... There's a tech vendor. Let's see, cheeks dimpling. Good afternoon and welcome to Augment Tech, the boutique that makes a better you of you. Her voice is overflowing with forced cheerfulness. Idly, you wonder how many times she has to give this exact speech every day. Let's see, might be in the market for some cyberware, then you've come to the right place. Please feel free to browse our catalog. We have a huge stock of performance-enhancing augmentations that make you the person you've always dreamed you could be. See, scanning over the tastefully designed catalog, you find that most of the Augment Tech stock consists of overpriced cosmetic cyberware, metabolic tweaks to help burn away cellulite, ruthenium polymer hair extensions, ultra-expensive leonization treatments aimed at wealthy septuagenarians. Toward the back of the catalog, you find some more practical chrome, but nothing that a Shadowrunner would want. From designer replacement limbs to nephretic screens for alcoholics, Augment Tech carries the very best in fashionable implants for the ultra-rich. The mental enhancement section is a little more promising, but you don't see anything that you couldn't already find in the Kreuz Bazaar. You're about to turn away when an ad on the last page grabs your attention. The newest iteration of Encephalon system, complete with an integrated Maths SPU. Encephalon Next, as it's called, is a bleeding-edge, commercial-grade tech. Non-complete agreements prevent it from being sold at most stores, but you found one that carries it. Now, this headwear looks interesting. Mind if I take a look at it? She glances at the item on screen. Looking at the Encephalon Next, huh? Good choice. Our regional supervisor has one, and it is amazing. Totally worth the price. And what is the price? It doesn't say on the screen. We're doing a special right now. Yours for only 250. Now, this does not install the tech. This just has it delivered to the triage clinic. So this isn't as good a deal as you think. Installation will cost 5,000 nuyen, and it has an essence cost of 1.5. And the thing is, all it does is raise your intelligence by 2, which is not all that useful for me. If you are playing maybe a decker or a rigger, maybe. But unfortunately, we are not, and we don't really need the intelligence. Not interested. Thanks anyway. Saleswoman waves after you. Thank you for browsing. If you need anything else, I'll be right here. Yeah, like I said, not something for us. Unfortunately, we are now out of time for this episode. So, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play, which is still at 4 votes. On-loan results: 2 for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, 1 for Prey 2017, 1 for Dragon Age Origins Awakening, and 0 for Yakuza 0. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.